Hello and um hello. I'm gonna give you a really quick instruction video on how to drive the Porsche Cayman GT4 car at Road Atlanta, which is this week's race that we're doing in Pesk. Um, I've done a few laps. This is my third lap, but I've done a lot of laps of the circuit, so I like this track a lot. Anyway, I'm going to give you a quick track guide if you're racing this weekend, or if you're watching my YouTube channel, just for your own knowledge. Okay, so for starters, like before, I think it's going to be a rolling start, so just do what the game tells you. Wait, no, it was a standing start, was it? Okay, standing start, you want to just hold the throttle down and then pull first gear. Done. And only opening lap, you'll need to be ready because the car's pretty slippery on cold tyres. It takes a couple of laps for the tyres to come up to temperature and start actually doing the tyre thing that they're supposed to do. So I'll show you a really quick lap as I go. Wow. Okay, cool. So this is the main straight. We're braking where this kind of the wall kind of ends on the left. I'm in fourth gear here, nice and early on the throttle. You stay very left over this hill. Pull third, that was pretty undercommitted. Pull fourth here. And down the hill, just kind of threading the needle here, get right on the left. I'm going down to, I reckon third for that corner is better. This is a great guide. I'm making it up as I go. Here I brake at the first white line on the ground. Here you just brake when you feel like it. Yeah, this track is really good. The racing here is going to be really fun. And then there's this massive straight where we just chill. I'm going to go back and show you all my braking markers again in a second. But just so you can see what I'm doing for a lap. Here I'm braking at about 140, I want to say, down to third. Cut that corner. You can cut that too. You want to get a really big run up the hill. Swing nice and wide. And then jump this inside curve. Flat out. You should be flat out there. And that's the lap. That was a 27.9. But it depends on the weather. Cool. Let's have a really quick look at the lap itself. Yeah, I want to start. So into turn 1, I'm braking at this point here, and like before, I'm braking to 70%, I want to say. And I'm just kind of off. At this point, I'm trailing, so you get off the brake pretty quickly. You can hit this apex, or you can just miss it, up to you. But you want to be on throttle because it's going uphill and it's mid-engine. So you want to be on throttle before the apex and make the car sit down on throttle. Driving up the hill. And hopefully you can see a bit more if I use chase cam up here. I was a little bit too far to the left. Maybe come in a little bit wider, but you want to be right to the left of the track here to open up the entry. And you want to jump this curb as much as you can. You can hit it pretty hard. I'm in a gear. Third gear. And then you'll come out to this corner, pull fourth. You should be flat, but I was noticing the car tends to oversteer here. So if it oversteers, it gets on the traction control and you'll either die or get on the traction control and go really slow. So you should be going flat out of this corner, but it'll be kind of sketchy. So just be really kind to your car. This corner here, we're trying to spot that entry. It's super blind. So we're trying to spot the curb going downhill. If you can actually see it from TV1, how downhill it is. It's super downhill. There you go. So that's the line that we're taking. So yeah, Blind turn in 4th gear. 5th. And we want to get right up on this curb here. You can kind of straddle it. The car takes it pretty nicely, but there's a big bump at the end of it. So try and get off the curb before the bump. Because if you hit the bump, the right side of the car goes up. You can still use it, but it's kind of more difficult. So you want to brake straight here. Go down to 3rd gear, we worked out. I reckon you don't want to hit this curb. I reckon you want to just clip the inside of it. But you can hit it if you want. So I wouldn't hit it more than what I'm currently doing though. And then you can go right over this exit curb. So straighten the car, drive straight over it. We'll just watch that again. Just use 3rd that whole way. Forget me downshifting. And at this corner, we're breaking out this first white line. But on the brakes. Down to 3rd, it's really banked. This corner is super banked. It's like Daytona, but going right. So you can actually carry a lot of speed through this corner. So be confident. Get it nice and tight, and then get on the throttle. Up to this outside curb, and then I brake. I don't know, there's no markers, so I brake like just there. And this is a really long straight we're about to go onto. So the priority here is just getting a really good exit. So yeah, if you want, sacrifice the entry, but make sure you're nice and straight on exit. So you can go straight to the throttle as soon as you can. Big straight. They'll be drafting. This will be where we're going to pass each other. So if you're going to get past or if you're going to pass people, it's going to be on this straight and under brakes. I would brake about here, so the 100-meter bar, or just maybe too late. Down to 3rd gear. You can cut this bit as much as you can. More than that, you start to get slowdowns, but you can start dipping wheels into the grass. Have a practice of it. And then here, I actually reckon you probably don't want to cut this corner. You can probably, because the car bounces, and it's probably not good. So maybe don't cut the corner, but also you can cut it, I don't know. And then we just want to go straight over the hill. I use this board in the middle, the yellow, red, white, as a marker. So I try and aim for that. If you get really disoriented and you're not sure where you're going, aim for that marker, and then you'll spot this exit. I aim for like where it kind of finishes, this curb finishes, to turn in. It should be flat. You can use that inside curb. Sometimes you'll miss it. I don't know. And it'll go right out to the exit. It should be flat, but if it's not flat, just build up to it. Anyway, that's a lap. It is a cool track. I think the racing here will be really fun. The car drives really nicely here, so fingers crossed, it'll be good. Thanks. Races on Sunday. Sunday morning my time, which is like 5 a.m. But if you're in other time zones, it's at a different time. I don't actually know what time it is. Basically, it's called the Porsche Esports Supercup All-Stars. So Google that and you should be able to find the details. Great. Thanks.